DSWD Assistant Secretary Irene Dumlao. Good morning and welcome to the program, ASEC.
Hi, good morning, Angela. Magandang umaga din po sa lahat ng sumusubaybay ng inyong pong programa.
Right. We just want to get your reaction or the DSWD's response to the rise in hunger reported by the latest SWS survey.
Well, Angela, as the lead in social protection and as lead also in protecting the vulnerable, the marginalized, and the poor, the Department of Social Welfare and Development views this information, this latest study, with deep concern. They say that 1 out of 5 Filipinos experience hunger in the month of April. That for us is a serious matter.
Right.
It actually represents individuals and families who need urgent support. That is why the DSWD continues to implement the Walang Gutom or the food stamp program. We're currently covering or serving 300,000 households, and we're looking at increasing the number by 150,000 by the second half of this year. This following, of course, the release of the latest SWS survey, which mentioned that the Walang Gutom program has significantly decreased the hunger incidence amongst our beneficiaries. So we're looking at that information to, again, scale up the implementation of the program. Another thing, Angela, we're also continuously implementing the Walang Gutom Kitchen, wherein we provide hot and nutritious meals to families and individuals who are experiencing involuntary hunger within the National Capital Region. And we're also looking at putting up another Walang Gutom Kitchen at the northern part of the National Capital Region, because currently we're having it at the former Pogo Hub in Pasay City. So we recognize that there are also other individuals who might need support from the northern part of Manila. So we're looking at expanding that as well. In times of crisis, if I may just add, Angela,
Yes.
in times of crisis also, the DSWD continues to deploy family food packs. And now we have the ready-to-eat food packs, which recently or last week, we have signed a memorandum of agreement with the Philippine Ports Authority for the propositioning of this ready-to-eat food, so that families and individuals who are stuck in ports and affected by various disasters would also have nutritious meals. Likewise, we're now at 3 million family food packs that are readily accessible and may be used by local government units as augmentation support to make sure that our disaster efforts or initiatives are timely and sufficient.
ASEC, mamaya balikan po natin, isa-isahin po natin yung mga programs that you mentioned. But meantime, ano po ba, kasi this is not the first time that we talked about it po. And dun po sa mga survey that we always see sa mga reports, so ang Mindanao po lagi nagkakaroon ng highest hunger rate. Ano? So ano po ba yung factors na nakikita po natin, bakit po nagkakaganoon?
Well, of course, Angela, as we've mentioned naman in the past, multidimensional yung issue on hunger. Maraming mga factors that affect the situation. But what is important, of course, is we're using this information, we're listening to this so that we could address and find specific solutions to the problem. Again, we recognize the issue and its reference for us, its basis in improving yung ding implementation ng mga various programs natin. Because sabi nga ni President Marcos Jr., dapat walang Pilipino ang nagugutom. So, as I earlier mentioned, we continue to implement and intensify the implementation of our various programs.
Well, we recognize po the programs that you mentioned earlier, but how are we making sure, or how is the DSWD ensuring that yung aid po ay nakakarating doon sa mga affected areas, such as in Mindanao and Visayas, na talaga po far-flung areas po yung karamihan po doon, na yun po sila ay nakaka-experience ng hunger?
Yes. Tama ka dyan, Angela. Kaya nga tayo, we enhance our coordination with local government units and various stakeholders para yung response natin and our interventions are timely and well-targeted. Like for the Walang Gutom program, we make use of the listahanan or the National Household Targeting System for Poverty Reduction. It's the standardized targeting system that's being adopted by the government, wherein we also match this with the Family Income and Expenditure Survey of the PSA para makita talaga natin kung sino yung mga families who are experiencing food insecurity, and that the interventions such as the Walang Gutom program are focused to them. So that's one of our references. Aside from the fact that I mentioned na we continuously work with the local government units and other stakeholders.
How are you making sure naman po na sustainable po itong programs that we're doing right now? As I've said, well, we recognize po yung mga walang gutom programs and other ayudas that DSWD is giving to the affected families. How are we making sure that these ayudas or programs are sustainable po? Especially right now na tag-ulan na naman, 'di ba? Mostly po sinasabi ng mga critics, of course, na talagang we're just being reactive to the situation, not being proactive.
Well, Angela, it is the commitment of the department to really address the issue on poverty and hunger. And it's part of our commitment to provide the immediate response, but at the same time, the long-term solution.
Right.
Kaya nga sa Walang Gutom program, it's not just providing the 3,000 pesos monthly food credit. We also have conditions for the implementation of this. Our beneficiaries attend productivity enhancement sessions so that they would be capacitated and eventually they'd be able to land in gainful jobs at sila na po mismo yung maghahanap ng mga resources para makapaghain sila ng mura, masustansya at masasarap na pagkain sa kanila pong mga pamilya. So we have to capacitate our beneficiaries so that eventually they'd be able to fish for their own. Likewise, meron tayong mga other interventions from other partners that supplement the efforts that we are doing. For the Walang Gutom program, DOLE and TESDA are coordinating with us and helping us in terms of capacity building or productivity enhancement sessions implementation.
Now, as we mentioned earlier, hunger is more pronounced in regions like Eastern Visayas and parts of Mindanao, despite being agricultural spots. What are we also doing to help the farmers there to cope with this recent problem?
Again, as I've earlier mentioned, Angela, we're working with various stakeholders. That includes also yung Department of Agriculture. The DSWD as one of the active members of the enhanced program against hunger and poverty, and as the lead also in the Interagency Task Force for Zero Hunger. Again, we work with these various government agencies so that we could identify the problem, we could identify likewise the solutions to address these problems.
And I also, since you're here na rin po, I would like to take this opportunity to ask you na rin po yung preparation of DSWD sa ating bagyo season.
Yes. Angela, as I've mentioned, this is another intervention that the DSWD is doing for disaster-affected communities and families, na nagpo-provide din tayo ng mga family food packs and non-food items. And just a while back, I mentioned about the ready-to-eat food pack, which we're also now prepositioning in various ports and our regional offices. Currently, we're at 3 million family food packs, which are strategically prepositioned across the country. Sa lahat ng mga hubs, spokes, and last miles na mga warehouses natin, meron tayong mga nakapreposition na dyan. So that anytime that disasters strike, well, hindi naman natin hinihingi, Angela, na magkaroon ng massive disasters. But in case it happens, the department is ready to augment the resources of the local government unit and address the specific needs of their constituents. Again, that is one of our firm commitments, to really make sure na yung mga naapektuhan ng mga disasters ay hindi na po kinakailangang mag-worry because hindi nila alam no kung saan nila i-access yung food, ano yung mga gagamitin nila kapag naapektuhan sila, because again, the DSWD is ready. This is of course aligned with the directive of the president to ensure that all disaster affected families and individuals need not worry about their daily food or their situation, because the government is ready to provide the appropriate assistance.
And also, have we extended help na rin po doon sa navotas, doon sa families? 30 families, if I'm not mistaken po, na affected po ng flood dahil hindi pa rin po nagawa yung mga navigational floodgates doon.
Yes, Angela, our field office NCR is closely working with the local government unit, and any additional support that may be needed will of course be extended by our agency.
And how are we working also po doon sa ilang mga families na, of course, nag-ugat po yung usapin doon sa mga may nakita po tayong tao doon sa Imbornal, pero sabi nga po nila that goes beyond the problem dahil marami rin pong mga pamilya yung mga nasa sewers na doon nakatira. How are we addressing that problem po right now under DSWD's program?
Yeah, okay. Under the DSWD Pag-abot program, we continue to again work with local government units so that all families and individuals in street situation na nakikita po natin are profiled and are brought to our processing center for assessment and a determination of appropriate intervention so that they would not be going back to the streets. We continue to assess no yung mga families and individuals and situations. Kapag may nakikita pa rin po tayo, kahit na na-profile na natin sila, binabalikan po natin sila, because again, no family or individual should be staying in the streets, ano, hindi yon appropriate
Right.
na space for them para mag-thrive, para magkaroon ng maayos na buhay. Kaya nga sabi ko, we work with local government units and we also work with other stakeholders. Kaya napakahalaga, Angela, no, yung participation din of the general public, na kapag may nakita po kayo na families and individuals in street situation, you immediately inform the department or the local government unit para makapag-conduct tayo ng reach out activities.
Right. We'll take note of that, Asek. Ano. And going back po dun sa issue ng pagtaas po ng hunger rate po sa mga different areas of the country, ano po ulit yung ginagawa ng DSWD to make sure na yung binibigay po nating pagkain sa kanila, yung mga ayuda ay aside from being sustainable, ay healthy, no? Para po hindi naman po yung, kumbaga, dati kasi napupulaan po kayo na purong instant noodles daw po yung binibigay, yung mga ganon. So what are we doing po, especially sa mga bata po, no, para po malabanan din yung malnutrition?
Yes, for the Walang Gutom program, Angela, meron tayong mga productivity enhancement sessions. One of the activities there is the attendance to nutrition education sessions. Dito po tinuturuan yung ating mga walang gutom beneficiaries on how to prepare mura, masustansya at masasarap na pagkain. If you've seen one of the nutrition education sessions, ano yan, makikita mo, pina-classify ng ating mga beneficiaries kung ano ang go, grow, and glow foods. And then tinuturuan sila kung ano po ba yung mga dapat na mga food, mga menu na dapat i-prepare ng bawat pamilya. And then yan po ay batay doon sa Pinggang Pinoy na galing rin sa mga partners natin from the DOST, from the FNRI, and from the National Nutrition Council. So you see, we work with this government agency so that we could provide the right information for our beneficiaries. And gayon din po doon sa ating pong ibang mga programa, we follow these inputs that are being provided by these various agencies who are experts in promoting yung nasusustansya ng mga pagkain. And in fact, yung din pong ready-to-eat food, dinevelop po yan ng DOST FNRI. We took guidance from them to make sure na ito pong mga piniprovide natin ng mga food ay ina-address yung nutritional requirements po ng ating mga kababayan.
Alright, with that, we will continue to get in touch with you regarding this issue. Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras, DSWD Assistant Secretary Irene Dumlao.
Thank you very much, Angela. Good morning.